As the number of test flights of China's sixth-generation fighter jet continues to increase, more details about this aircraft are gradually emerging. This is the J-36, which the military and civilians have been eagerly anticipating. After its unveiling, people discovered a very interesting phenomenon. This aircraft is actually a three-engine fighter jet. This is absolutely a very bold attempt in the history of world military affairs. After all, from various historical experiences, three engines are not ideal for aircraft, especially fighter jets. It has never been a friendly design. Initially, some people speculated that the engine located at the rear air intake was not a traditional jet engine, but a super ramjet engine. This type of engine is only activated when flying at high altitudes or even close to space, and does not need to be activated during normal flight within the atmosphere. After all, when this fighter jet was first publicly revealed, many people believed that it was the traditional. The J-36 is described as a space fighter capable of freely traversing between sky and space. If it truly is such a space fighter, it could indeed use a scramjet engine as its power source. However, as more details about the J-36 have been revealed, many observant netizens have noticed that all three engines are operating simultaneously. Therefore, the claim of a scramjet engine or space fighter is refuted. Since it is not a scramjet engine, then the J-36, why still adopt a three-engine configuration? The answer is simple. Twin engines are no longer sufficient to meet the power requirements of this aircraft. From the J-20's half-flight test video and the J-30SIXS test flight video, it's clear that this sixth-generation fighter is significantly larger than ordinary fighter jets. The J-20 is already considered a large, heavy fighter, but it appears inconspicuous next to the J-36. This also implies that the J-30SIXS own weight and payload capacity, having reached new heights, it required a third engine to provide sufficient thrust. Historically, some countries have attempted three-engine configurations. For example, the Soviet Union at its peak designed the Yak, a three-engine vertical takeoff and landing fighter. However, because the three engines occupied a significant amount of fuselage space, greatly increasing the aircraft's weight, it directly led to severe limitations on fuel capacity and range, ultimately resulting in the abandonment of this design. The three-engine fighter jet, NR-349, was phased out by the Soviet Union due to its lack of practical value. The United States also developed a three-engine fighter, but ultimately failed for a similar reason. The increased thrust from the third engine could not offset the additional weight and structural drag losses. However, the J-30SIXS design once again adopts a three-engine configuration, clearly based on new technological breakthroughs and higher performance goals. In conclusion, the J-30SIXS three-engine layout is not a blind imitation or a replication of. The ancient design was not merely an attempt, but rather an effort to support the performance requirements of sixth-generation fighter jets in higher speeds, heavier payloads, and more complex combat environments. Its emergence may signify that human-made fighter jets are moving from the sky age to a true aerospace age.